for my speech, my most treasured item was going to be this angel pin that I always wear over my heart. Anything I wear that's special or, fancy kind of thing. But the more I put my speech together, the more I realized it wasn't the pin itself. It was actually the person who it used to belong to, which was my grandmother. She grew up in the Great Depression, like very, very beginning. She was born in 1931. Fascinating on Groundhog's Day. And she was married for like 17 years, but got divorced and raised all 3 of her kids by herself, basically. Because that's my mom. They were divorced when my mom was 3, so she's the youngest. And that's all she really remembers. She doesn't really remember her dad that much, other than maybe like the rare times he came around. I do remember that she was always, she always went to church. And if we stayed over at our house, we were always drugged to church. And we stayed for Sunday school and everything, and we didn't really like it, but seeing as you don't really want to make your grandmother mad, you kind of have to go. I remember she always did the prayers at like Thanksgiving and Christmas for the dinners and everything. And I mean, the pin kind of helps remember her, but some of the things I remember especially were my uncle got her a cat after her other one died. Oh, fun times. There was that cat always sits in front of the TV and licks its butt. And my sister and I'd be like, banana, know it. Never mind. And then the banana petting a cat lowers your blood pressure. Well, kicking one lowers mine. That's right. She's always wanted us to get our ears pierced. And we didn't want to, and then after she passed away, we did. And that was probably the hardest thing for me. Sorry. I mean, I was in 4th grade. I was really close to her. And it's actually really hard to talk about it, so doing it up here is actually really hard for me right now. But, I mean, she was special to me because not only were we close, but she always had those, those funny things that got you up when you were having a bad day. She always had, good advice and the threats if you don't do good in school. And, she was always just a sweet person, it was black and white. What you see is what you got. And, I don't know, she's always been like a second person to me. She was better, I hate to say this, but she's kind of better than my other grandmother, who, I don't really feel that close to, so I was extra close to her. And to conclude, I just want to say a quote from Helen Keller. Said, "What we once enjoyed deeply, we can never lose, and all that we love deeply becomes part of us." And the closest picture I have to her was taken, maybe 2-3 years before her death on a Polaroid camera. So that says anything. Because she had all this film that she wanted to use up, and she told me to go and use it up, so I did. And that's the closest picture I could find, other than the one for her obituary. That would just be terrible.